What does the archaeological record tell us about the ancient city of Babylon? And does it match or contradict the biblical record? I'll be right back to answer those questions and more.
Welcome to Faith Affirming Findings, a podcast dedicated to sharing with you
the incredible discoveries from the field of biblical archaeology.
These findings will strengthen your faith, affirm the historicity of Scripture, and provide you with unique insights into the culture and background of the Bible.
Now, here is your host, Associate Professor of Bible Exposition at Dallas Theological Seminary,
Dr. Paul Weaver.
Today I'm recording from just outside of Kampala, Uganda, where I'm teaching the book of Hebrews at the Word of Life Africa Bible Institute. Here's to these wonderful students. I have 34 students. They are coming from Uganda, Kenya, South Sudan, Burundi, South Africa, and the Congo. To learn more about how you can partner with the Word of Life Africa Bible Institute through your giving to provide scholarships for worthy East Africans to study at the Bible Institute, visit wordoflife.org/give/Uganda. Your time is precious, so let's jump right into today's Faith Affirming Finding. In today's program, I am going to discuss the archaeological remains of ancient Babylon and how that relates to the biblical text. The archaeological remains of ancient Babylon are located in modern-day Iraq, approximately 55 miles south of the modern city of Baghdad. The site of ancient Babylon was uncovered by Robert Koldewey, who excavated under the auspices of the German Oriental Society. He excavated in Babylon between the years of 1899 and 1917, a total of 18 years. This is an incredibly long time to lead excavation digs at any one location. Certainly the reason for 18 years of archaeological digs was because of the incredible importance the city of Babylon has played in ancient world history. In fact, ancient Babylon was so important to ancient world history that in modern times, prior to his removal, Saddam Hussein was in the process of literally rebuilding the city of Babylon. He had dreams of grandeur to bring the city of Babylon and the Babylonian Empire back to its legendary status. He saw himself as a modern-day Nebuchadnezzar. In fact, Saddam Hussein even built himself a palace there at the site of ancient Babylon. What does the archaeological record, sites, artifacts, and surviving manuscripts tell us about this important city? Well, we learn that Nebuchadnezzar built what was called the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. This garden was so magnificent that it is described by the classical authors as one of the 7 ancient wonders of the ancient world. We also learn from these sources that Nebuchadnezzar restored the temple devoted to Marduk, who was the patron deity of the city of Babylon. Furthermore, we learn from the archaeological remains that the city of Babylon was one of the most, if not the most, secure places in the entire ancient world at the time. Babylon was surrounded by huge walls and had 8 massive double-walled gates. These were hugely important for defenses against approaching enemies. The city had a 20-year food supply and an endless water supply with the Euphrates River running down the middle of it. The food and water supply was important against siege attempts. In these military campaigns, enemies would surround the city under siege and cause their enemies to choose between 1. Staying in their fortified city and starving to death, or 2. Abandoning the fortified city gates and walls, and as a result, lose their military advantage. The endless water supply and 20-year food supply in Babylon would prevent them from having to make such a decision. Finally, we learn from the surviving manuscripts that the city of Babylon fell suddenly. From human standards, Babylon was an impregnable, double-walled city with an unlimited water supply and a 20-year food supply. Yet, Babylon falls to the Medo-Persian Empire overnight. The fall of Babylon the Great was so unthinkable that multiple historians recorded it, including Herodotus, Xenophon, Berosus, the Babylonian Chronicles, and the Cyrus Cylinder. These historical records from the archaeological record indicate that the Persians diverted the Euphrates River that flowed through the city of Babylon, allowing the Persian army to march into the city on the dry river bed. Well, how does the Bible line up with the discovery of this archaeological site and the surviving artifacts? First, one can see why Nebuchadnezzar would become arrogant and prideful of all that he built, including the magnificent 8 gates, the hanging gardens, and the restored temple to Marduk. This fits perfectly with what we see in chapter 4 of Daniel's prophetic book, when Nebuchadnezzar becomes arrogant, claiming credit that only God deserves. In response, God humbles Nebuchadnezzar, making him to live and act like a beast for a period of time. Secondly, with the heavily fortified city and endless supply of water and the 20-year food supply, one could see why Belshazzar, a descendant of Nebuchadnezzar and ruler over Babylon, was not fearful of the approaching Medo-Persian army. In Daniel 5, rather than prepare for war, Belshazzar prepared for a feast. He parties with 1,000 of his leading officials. Thirdly, the record of the fall of Babylon in Daniel chapter 5 verses 30 and 31 indicates that the city of Babylon was conquered quickly and decisively by the Medo-Persian Empire, just as the surviving records indicate. Verse 30 states that after Daniel interpreted the writing on the wall, that same night, Belshazzar was slain. Does the archaeological record of the ancient city of Babylon affirm or contradict the biblical record? It affirms it indeed. Once again, the archaeological record, when investigated carefully and interpreted correctly, affirms and doesn't negate the historicity of Scripture. And that is your faith-affirming finding of the week.
Faith Affirming Findings podcast is a listener-supported podcast devoted to affirming your faith in the reliability of Scripture and illuminating your understanding of Scripture.
If you would like to help sponsor the Faith Affirming Finding podcast,
You can make a tax-deductible donation of any amount, large or small,
at faithaffirmingfindings.com. That's faithaffirmingfindings.com and click on the Give tab.
We hope you'll join us again next week for another exciting Faith Affirming Finding.